Praise the Lord. Welcome to Bible Prophecy Forum. My name is Evangelist Seth Omondi Olale from Nairobi, Kenya. Today is 17th of August 2024. There is an urgent message that I want to relay to the followers and the viewers of this channel. I have been watching some reports that are very disturbing indeed. There are reports that Ukraine, and with the help of NATO, they want to carry out a false flag event. What is a false flag event? A false flag event is an event whereby the government and the political leaders, they carry out acts of sabotage, like organizing a false terrorist attack. They can even organize a false coup, military coup. They can even organize destruction of, of, of infrastructure, of buildings, bridges, airports, and even military bases in their own country. They can even use bombs to destroy cities, to shoot aeroplanes down, and even carry out false terrorist attacks against their own citizens. They can even burn down buildings, skyscrapers. They can blow down buildings, skyscrapers, or carry out any acts of terrorism and destruction, and then they blame it on their enemies. A good example is many people believe that September 11 was a false flag event that was done by agents of the Illuminati so that America could get an excuse to invade Iraq and take over all the oil and the energy production facilities of Iraq. Another false flag event was the Japanese attack on Hawaii, Pearl Harbor attack. Many people now believe that that was a false flag event. Actually, they believe that the American intelligence and the American government and the President of America, they knew that the Japanese were planning to carry out a massive suicide attack using planes to bomb American warships and submarines that were stationed in Hawaii. And they said that the American government allowed the Japanese to attack Hawaii, the Pearl Harbor in Hawaii, so that the American government could get an excuse to enter and fight World War II against Japan and against Germany. Remember that the companies that make weapons, they make very huge profits when nation goes to war. When there is no war around the world, the companies that make weapons, that make bullets, they make bombs, they make warplanes, they make grenades, they make machine guns, and they make all type of weapons, including anti-aircraft weapons, warships, and submarines. When there is no war, these companies do not make a lot of profit. But when America goes to war against other countries, this is how these big companies that make weapons, they make billions and hundreds of billions of shillings every time America goes to war. That is why there is this doctrine, or there is this saying that America has got America's forever wars. America forever wars. Wars that go on forever, that do not end. Any time America goes to war, these companies make hundreds of billions of dollars because they sell their weapons to the American government, and they also sell and export these weapons to other countries like Saudi Arabia, to Taiwan, to South Korea. They sell them to Ukraine. They sell them to Israel. They sell those weapons to Saudi Arabia and many other countries around the world, in South America, Africa, and all over Asia. That is why we have got forever wars. Wars that go on forever. Immediately another war ends, another war begins. Remember that there was war in Vietnam, and then after Vietnam there was war in Cambodia, and before even Vietnam there was war in North Korea, where America was fighting against North Korea. And before North Korea there was World War I, there was World War II, where America was fighting against Japan, against Italy, and against Germany. And even before World War II, there was also World War I. Therefore, the defense complex, they make trillions of dollars by when nations go to war. They don't care about how much blood is shed. Their main interest is raking in and getting billions of dollars when they sell their weapons of mass destruction to the American governments, and they sell them to Europe, the countries in NATO, and right now they are selling them to Ukraine. Ukraine has lost over 600,000 men since 2022, and America is still selling weapons to Ukraine. Right now, Russia is killing between 1,500 to 2,000 Ukraine soldiers every day. That is how bad the war in Russia is. The war in Ukraine is. Every month, Ukraine is losing between 60,000 up to 70,000 innocent young men who are being forced to carry weapons to go and fight against Russia. Right now, Ukraine is kidnapping young men and even young women and forcing them to wear uniforms and forcing them to carry weapons and go and fight against Russia. Even women who are pregnant are now being told to carry weapons to go and fight against Russia. People who are mentally sick from mental institutions, people who are insane, people who have got HIV, AIDS, who have got diabetes, they are all now being given weapons, American weapons, to go and fight against Russia. This is how low the American government and the defense companies who actually rule America have gone. They are sacrificing the blood of the people of Ukraine. As long as they are making billions and hundreds of billions of dollars, they don't care how many people are going to die. And this is how America has been forced to go to war. In Vietnam, during World War I, World War II, and now they want to start World War III against Russia and against Iran. So long as they are selling weapons and people are dying, they don't give a damn. These are people who worship Satan. They worship the Illuminati, and they own their allegiance to the dragon, Satan, and his son, the Antichrist, who is now planning to come to power around the world. Once Joe Biden has been retired, and once Kamala Harris has taken over the presidency of America, after Kamala Harris has ruled America for a short season, she will be removed unceremoniously, and then the beast, Obama, will come and rule America and the rest of the world. And this will be the fulfillment of Revelation chapter 13 and Revelation chapter 17 about the rise of the Antichrist ruling the world under the New World Order and the Great Reset. So now there are reports that are coming in from Russia and Europe and America that the president of Ukraine, President Volodymyr Zelensky, they want to carry out a false flag event like September 11. They are actually planning to bomb two of the nuclear plants in Russia. They are planning to bomb two nuclear plants. One is in Ukraine, which is called the Zaporizhia nuclear power plant, which is the largest nuclear power station in Europe. Reports from Russia and America and Europe are now warning that the president and the army of Ukraine, they are planning to bomb the largest nuclear power station in Europe, which is found in southern Ukraine, just near Odessa. They are planning to detonate a dirty bomb near or inside the Zaporizhia nuclear power station, and then they are going to blame it on Russia. And then also they are also planning to bomb another nuclear power station in western Russia in a place that is called Kursk or Kursk. They are planning to carry out a false flag event. And then after they've bombed that nuclear power station in western Russia, they're also going to blame it on Russia. So those are the reports that are now being circulated online. You can watch it on the Canadian Prepper has already reported it. Also, Off-Grid Desert Farming have also reported it. And also many other channels are reporting that there are intelligence reports that they want to destroy and carry out a false flag against 2 nuclear power stations. And once this happens, Ukraine is now going to force America and NATO to join this war against Russia. They are now going to officially send their troops to fight against Russia, and this will be the beginning of World War III. Remember that also in the Middle East, Iran is planning to carry out a massive attack against Israel. Some people think that Iran is not going to attack Israel. Let me assure you, World War III is coming in the Middle East. Iran is going to attack Israel in the near future, and it is going to be a massive attack. They are going to do it, mark my words. And these are things that have been prophesied in the Bible. We have now is not the time of rumors of war. The time for rumors of war has passed. Now we are entering the season of war. World War III has begun in Ukraine, and also it's going to begin very soon between Israel and Iran and many other countries in the Middle East, Muslim countries in the Middle East, who are going to attack Israel. Go back and watch the videos that I did about 8 months ago, where I was shown in a dream that World War III is coming in the Middle East between Israel and the Arabs. Those are videos I posted 8 months ago, last year in November. Go and watch those videos that I posted last year in November about World War III coming between Israel, America versus the Arabs and versus Iran and Russia and China. That is where we are heading. And also watch the situation between Russia and Ukraine and America. And also keep your eyes in Taiwan because another World War III is going to break out in Taiwan, between Taiwan versus China, and America is going to side with Taiwan. And China is going to get support from Russia and North Korea. So these people, they plan to start World War III in those 3 areas. In Europe, in the Middle East, and in Taiwan versus China. Those are the 3 regions. And then the war is going to spread to the entire world, where everybody will be fighting against another country. Because the red horse of Revelation chapter 6, the second seal, has been released. The red horse was given power to take peace from the earth. And also another very, very important thing I want to tell you. There is this prophecy called the fiery kickoff event. The fiery kickoff event is a prophecy that I watched in the year 2019 or 2018 when I was living in Maradaima. This prophecy was given by this powerful prophet of God called Jeff Byerly. Jeff Byerly used to live in New York, and God warned him that there was going to be a devastating attack against the city of New York, and they are going to blame it on the nations of the Middle East. They are going to blame that devastating attack against New York. They're going to blame it on the Muslim nations in the Middle East. And then after that attack, Donald Trump will not survive that attack. And then there's going to be civil war in America. And then when this devastating attack happens in New York, America is going to declare war against the Muslim nations in the Middle East. I believe they're going to attack Syria, Hamas, Hezbollah, and Iran, and Turkey, and Yemen, and that is how World War III is going to spread. This is a prophecy that was given in 2019 by Jeff Byerly, where God told him that there is going to be a false flag event in New York. They're going to do something in New York that is going to be far worse, 10 times worse than what happened in September 11. And then after that, they are going to blame it on the Muslims and the Arabs. And then America is going to send the American Navy and American Army and American warplanes to start World War III in the Middle East against the Muslims and against the Arabs. And they'll be targeting, I believe they'll be targeting Iraq, Iran. Iran will be their #1 target, and Syria. And Jeff Byerly prophesied, he was told that by God that Damascus is going to be destroyed using a nuclear bomb. And that one will be the fulfillment of the prophecy of Damascus being destroyed completely, according to the prophecy that was given to Isaiah over 2,700 years ago. It is prophesied in the book of Isaiah chapter 17, verse 1, that Damascus will cease to exist as a city. Remember that Damascus is the oldest city in the world. Remember that Damascus, along with Jerusalem, those two are the longest surviving cities. They are the oldest occupied cities in the world. The city of Damascus is over 6,000 years, and Jerusalem is almost the same years like Damascus. So when the Bible says that Damascus will cease to exist, it means that it will be something very historical. Go and read the Bible in Isaiah chapter 17, verse 1. It says that Damascus will be destroyed, and it will be a city that will not be occupied in the future. So Jeff Byerly says that once the war between America and the Arabs, and the war between America and Israel versus the Arabs, especially Iran, Syria, and Hezbollah, and the people in Yemen, escalates, Israel or America is going to use a nuclear bomb and detonate it in Damascus, and Damascus will be destroyed. Actually, right now, the most dangerous places and the most dangerous cities to be are Damascus, and also the cities of Tel Aviv, and also the cities of New York, and the cities in California, Los Angeles, and San Francisco, because there's an earthquake that is coming to strike and destroy California. But as for New York is going to be destroyed by the elite, and then they're going to blame it on the Muslims, just like they did during September 11. They are going to carry out a false flag event, and then they are going to blame it on the Muslims, just like they did in September 11, and then they are going to attack Iran and Syria using nuclear weapons. All this, you can find this prophecy on the fiery kickoff event that is coming. And then Jeff Byerly also prophesied, as way back as in 2020, Jeff Byerly prophesied that God told him that during the coming war between America versus the Muslim nations in the Middle East, during this World War III that is coming, the American Navy is going to lose two of her gigantic and super powerful aircraft carriers. America is going to lose two aircraft carriers once this war begins. The two aircraft carriers that Jeff Byerly listed, the first one is called the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier, and the second one that is going to be destroyed is called the USS Ronald Reagan aircraft carrier. Those two aircraft carriers, they're going to be destroyed by the missiles that are going to be used by the Iran or Hezbollah or Syria or the Houthi rebels in Yemen. Remember that right now, Iran has got hypersonic missiles that have got nuclear warheads on them that they can use against any American aircraft carrier or any American warship Russia and China has already given Iran the best hypersonic nuclear warheads that can be used to destroy any American aircraft carrier. So the American aircraft carriers and the American warships in the Persian Gulf, in the Arabian Sea, and in the Red Sea, those warships and those American aircraft carriers, they are actually sitting ducks. They will be destroyed using hypersonic nuclear missiles. And these hypersonic nuclear missiles that Yemen has, or Iran, the nation of Iran, they have got hypersonic missiles, the same to Hezbollah. They've got hypersonic missiles that have been given to them by Russia and China and North Korea. So right now, as I told you in the previous video, the American Defense Secretary and the Pentagon, they have given instructions to the American aircraft carrier, the USS Abraham Lincoln, to go to the Middle East to protect Israel. There are dozens of American warships and submarines and aircraft carriers that are now surrounding the Middle East. And the American army is also being sent there. They've got American military bases around the Middle East. So these are the days when Jesus said that when you see Jerusalem being surrounded by armies, then know that the time for her desolation is near. So there is great destruction that is coming in the Middle East. The war that is coming in the Middle East in between America and Israel versus the Arabs is the war of Psalms 83 war. God is going to allow this war to escalate and to turn into a devastating World War III. And that is how that false nation that was created in 1948, all those false Zakai, SOS, Synagogue of Satan, that was created in 1948, that is how God is going to purge that land using fire and brimstone. And all of them will be removed and driven out of that land. And then after that, that is when the true Jews, the original Hebrew Israelites, the black Americans and the Negroes of West Indies, and the native Indians, and all the Bantus in Africa, and the Negroes of West Africa are going to be gathered back, and they're going to be sent back to Israel to possess their original inheritance. This will be the second Exodus that is coming after the war of Psalms 83. So God bless you and God keep you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.